Hi everybody, this is Saad for the Sad Truth. Many of you may remember the story of the boiling frog from your high school science class. The story goes like this: if you take a frog and you put it in a boiling pot, then of course it is going to instinctively try to jump out of the pot. On the other hand, if you take the frog and you put it in uh, a pot full of cold water, which is slowly and incrementally heated, such that each incremental increase in temperature falls below some just noticeable difference to the frog, then eventually the frog will simply be boiled to death without realizing what's happening. This mechanism comes from psychophysics, where we talk about a differential threshold. The differential threshold is the difference in intensity of a stimulus by which you can pick up the difference. So for example, if you have loud music playing, and if I were to ask you to lower that music, well, if you lower the music by some delta, and I don't pick up that you've lowered the music, then this is falling below the differential threshold, or the just noticeable difference. And so in that case, you want the change in the intensity of the stimulus to be above the just noticeable difference, so that I can actually feel as though you've listened to my request and lowered the music. Marketers make use of this concept in all sorts of ways. So suppose you're a chocolate manufacturer and you'd like to increase the price of your chocolate bar. Well, if you try to increase the price, then you might get consumer reactance to that price increase. On the other hand, what you could do is reduce the size of the offering, the weight of the bar, from say 100 grams down to 95 grams. And in so doing, if most people are unable to detect psychophysically the difference from 100 to 95 grams, well, then that's what you would implement. So the idea is that this mechanism is one that is used in all sorts of ways when you're either trying to get people to notice that you've implemented a change, or if you're trying to, if you'd like, fly under the radar and hopefully have them not notice that you've made a change. Now, how do we apply this to a current reality? Well, I'd like to propose that the boiling frog metaphor is a very apt metaphor in describing what is happening in the West today. We have an incursion of a religious ideology whereby many of its tenets are perfectly antithetical to Western liberties and freedoms: freedom of speech, freedom of conscience, freedom of assembly, individual rights, equal rights for gays, equal rights for women, animal rights, the right for Jews to exist. And so what ends up happening in the West, because of all sorts of nefarious suicidal reasons, including political correctness, cultural and moral relativism, all of the ostrich brigade phenomena that I've documented at length in my work, for all of these reasons and other reasons, people turn a blind eye. And so there's an incursion of yet one more slow erosion of our Western liberties and freedoms. People turn a blind eye. People explain it away. People dismiss it. People say, well, who are we to judge their culture and their religion? And on and on and on. And so bit by bit, the West is being boiled alive without most of the members of the ostrich brigade knowing that they are being boiled alive. And then one day, dinner is served. We're all cooked. We're all ready to be eaten. So don't let that happen. Get engaged. Wake up. Speak out against any ideology that is antithetical to the wonderful civilization that we've created in the West. People wish to immigrate to the West precisely because we've created a model, not a perfect model, not a perfect society. It's not as though there aren't problems that arise in the West, but certainly it is the model by which we organize society that has yielded the greatest amount of happiness and liberty to the greatest number of people. And so let's fight for that. Let's not get boiled alive. Please share the video. Take care. Talk to you soon.